So at this point, I'm just gonna say that this show has become very draining to me, in my opinion. Um,
Draining, child,
I'm gonna watch it,
draining.
but they're getting on my goddamn nerves. We're just gonna say it.
Listen, listen, they are getting on my nerves. Mm, mm,
I
mm,
wish I,
mm, mm,
Chad is
mm,
still enjoying the intro.
mm, Listen, I love the
It's
intro,
funny.
baby.
You and Chase are two people that really be enjoying the intro.
The the intro, listen, the intro gets me hyped every time I hear it, like I ain't never heard it before.
I love it. Welcome to the lean, y'all. It's time to lean in, bitch. We're here for Encore. It's Sunday. We're a couple days, behind, but of course, schedules must align, and they align today. Chad have been the brunch, child. I've been in the house, elevating my leg still, in my new boot. But nonetheless, Encore, episode 7, right? I believe it is. Um,
Seven, yeah.
yeah, the last episode. What is that? When yeah, Aubrey went home. The
Hmm.
twins. I think we both agreed. Our peers agreed that the twins need to be popped, slapped, just one good time. I don't remember the biggest fan of the violence like that, but I mean at this point, child, they need to be just popped. Just tap them a little bit.
Or like Sheree said, maybe we need to tug their wig. We don't wanna what she said, shift it.
Just shift it a little bit, and I agree.
Just shift a little bit.
How you feeling about episode 7? Like I want to hear what you got to feel before we go get into it. Of course, when
I
I
mean,
forget what you
episode
got.
7 was, I mean, it's pretty much
It's
the
unfortunate.
same thing. It's yes, unfortunate that I feel like they have so much potential. It's like we started off in the beginning like there's so many girls. What the hell could they do? And then you started to see a little potential in what they could present. And now we at episode 7, and it's like, are y'all just trying to be? Are y'all just trying to like get y'all names back out there and go viral, or are y'all really trying to make music? And it's just becoming draining.
Yeah,
It's just kind of annoying at this point.
yeah. I agree. I mean, it's just like I don't mind drama, but every damn episode there's like arguing and fighting. You know what I'm saying? I'm skipping ahead, but I think a key thing that was said in this episode was by Lamisha, who I've actually grown to like a whole lot, actually,
Me too.
a
Me too.
whole lot. And I want to say that she is the saving grace as far as Queen too. But she said, what she said? She said, I'm shocked that they're not exhausted. How can you be mad every day? And I'm just like, at some point, if you have been having issues with everybody since you got here from the beginning, and
Hmm.
every episode is something, you guys ain't you tired of arguing and yelling?
You
And aren't you tired? I be
you gotta
tired.
be.
You have to
You
be.
gotta be. I
So,
mean, if we tired from seeing it, I know they have to be tired from actually doing it.
and I know I wanted to go to their pages today to see what the hell was going on because I feel like somebody gotta be letting them have it. They are terrible. When I say they, the Cherish twins. Okay, Fallon and Felicia. It ain't just Felicia. It ain't just Fallon. It's both. They
It's both.
terrible. So in this episode 7, of course, the stuff with cosign happened last one. This is the same day. I'm assuming they storm out. The
Hmm.
twin, I think Felicia goes to get Fallon. I think right, and she kind of talks to her. Is that right?
Yes, and
Okay.
tells her that cosign is changing the
Stop the
changing the
music, being disrespectful, all these
yeah.
things that it was kind of, it was given. It was I didn't like it, but basically she wanted cosign to leave. She wanted them to leave because she felt disrespected. And so in this moment, you got Lamisha, who is recording stuff. You got Pam in there. You got Cinnamon in there coaching her through this stuff. So everybody's in there, right? And they still doing it. She comes back in, basically saying that she want him to leave. And I found it very interesting that Keely, we know Keely is gonna be herself, but her little side comments, and even when she was talking to, was it Lamisha or Pam, she was like, "You're with us. You're with us," like as if they didn't have no
She wanted
voice.
she
This
wanted
is
Lamisha to just
yes.
to just be on their side.
Do you think
And
Lamisha
it
should have
was like,
said more?
no, I mean, Lamisha was honest. She walked in on, what was happening. She didn't really know what the gist of what was going on.
Yeah.
So, it's like at the end of the day, nobody wants to see me as a man. I don't like to see a man arguing with a woman.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm sure, with Lamisha having history with the twins, she was like, she even made the comment,
Yeah.
I can't just jump on their side because you
Yeah.
really never know with them. You never know, what to really go with and if they're on the right side, if they're on the wrong side. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I respected her for not just taking their side just
And what
because they
about
were
Pam?
women.
What about Pam? Because she was there from beginning
Um,
to end, and she did
yeah,
step in, but it was more so just to kill it. She didn't really go to the twins.
yeah. I think Pam I think Pam, from what I've gathered from her overall aura, she don't care about drama. Period. Like
Yeah.
her and Nivea are the same as far as not caring about drama, but Pam is like really likes to stay out of it. She don't want to say much. She don't want to have nothing to do with it. She's really there for a job, and that's it.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree with her the way she came to Keely, because what she basically was saying, in some of the words, she basically was saying like, "You being messy, you're not making the situation no better," which is what Keely been doing
yeah.
this entire season. She been doing this since,
Entire season.
episode one. She has not made any situation better. She's always talking shit behind people's back, and she always getting caught while talking shit. This house looks huge from the pan, right, from the top of the thing, but
Right.
clearly it ain't that goddamn big because every time she talks shit, somebody's right there listening. It's just like, kill it, stop talking shit.
every single time.
It's annoying. But I'm glad
Yeah.
Pam did that, and Keely was just like, it's kind of affecting me, blah blah, because somebody that doesn't say much, that should let you know that you are a problem. The fact
Yeah.
that Pam's saved and delivered ass is coming at you in the way of you're starting this.
Yeah, and she literally just tried to tell her, like, she told her in a respectful way, like, you are doing too much. Like, it's unnecessary what you're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah,
At the end of the day, you're not in the group. You're not, you don't really give any good input or valuable input, should I say. And everything that you do just creates more and more tension.
yeah.
And the twins are enough tension on their own. So for you to be right there in their ear just kind of makes everything go haywire. And I hate it. I'm over it.
I don't like the little lines that they have created. It's so catty. It's so childish. Like, Keely is too damn old to be just aligning herself with that. It's just like, girl, even as a creative director, you're supposed to be in this position to where you're supposed to help with the group and stuff like that, but you're not. You're messing up the foundation of the group, in my opinion. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And then the moment with Irish and Lamisha was kind of funny to me when she was like, it was going back and forth, because Irish clearly is like fed up now. So she been mad since the listening party more so. And so in this
Yeah.
moment, she kind of does she tell Lamisha to fix her foundation, or does she like the foundation? It was something she said.
Is is that when they was smoking outside smoking
No, no,
Newports?
no. This is right after the argument. It was Cosign was in there, and he was kind of asking them like, what should he do? Like, was he wrong? And I think Iris was kind of going off about certain things, and Iris turned to Lamisha and was like, "Girl, is that the new foundation you got on, or something like that?" She was talking about her
Oh
makeup.
yeah, 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 yeah. The makeup. Cosign kind of zoned out, and he was like, "Not. I was really sitting here trying to tell y'all about what's going on, and y'all done started talking about makeup." Yeah, that little
Yeah,
moment was cute.
yeah. Um, how did you feel about when they had to sit down and I think Lamisha kind of asked, did anybody want to acknowledge Aubrey? How everybody was like, no.
I thought that was cool. I mean, at the end of the day, Aubrey didn't give them the benefit of an acknowledgement to say, "Hey, I'm leaving. This is that." So it's like, why do we need to acknowledge her? Like, it's no reason to acknowledge her being gone. Honestly, I hate that. I still hate that she left, and I still hate that they have to like redo a lot of the music and take her off. But she don't need no acknowledgement.
Okay. I thought that
No.
I assumed even before the ending, I thought that Nivea would have something to say because Nivea was more so upset when she found out. You can in the last episode she was before this episode even happened.
Excuse
She was
me.
kind of upset about it, but she didn't say much. And like a big thing with this episode is really focused a lot on Nivea, just as a
Yeah.
solo artist and being in the group. I'm glad that because I feel like it took so much to where we didn't see much of her. She was there, always present, but just like not really having a moment, and I think it
Yeah.
came right on time with the Candy interview that she had. Did you watch that interview with her and Candy?
Yes.
It
Yes. I
was a
thought it was a
really good
great
interview.
interview.
It really was. Like
Yeah.
it makes me look at her in a different light. Like I've always enjoyed her, never bad energy, but still, it's just like she is like that is a strong woman. I would say she's
Yeah.
been through a
She's
lot.
had, yes, she's definitely had a lot of struggle. And I love that she just gave us the real on how you can be, so successful and still have so many demons,
Yeah.
and still, have so many things that you have to battle. I just thought that it was so good, even with Candy, even with how Candy interviewed her, how Candy presented the questions, how Candy did everything. I felt like if anybody needed to do that interview with her, it needed to be Candy because Candy just had a way with how she approached everything, and it made Nivea feel comfortable to, really just give us more info. Because maybe like a year ago or 2 years ago, maybe Nivea had the
She did
little
that
BT
interview.
thing,
Yeah.
and while it did give us, some insight, I felt like this Candy interview really gave us more insight into Nivea, like as a
Hmm.
whole. So I thought that it was so refreshing just to just get that behind the scenes of Nibia as a person. I thought it was a really great interview.
I think another thing, like watching it, you can tell that the interview, it really helped Nivea more. Like I'm sure she's probably moved away
Yeah,
from those things, but it's like she was like really. You can tell she had really, not only had she started healing, but she was healing more by getting that out. I think that was the
yeah,
thing because I know a lot of people that watched it was just like got emotional because it was just like you could tell like she
yes.
was, yeah, it was intense in a good way. I'm glad it happened. It was right on time with this episode because we're gonna talk about what happens later. But back to the actual show of Encore. Cosign sends flowers. Okay, he sends it to everybody. The twins, one, they don't care because it's not necessarily just to them because they feel like
Right.
their level of disrespect is bigger than the group, right? Um, but they basically kind of like kick the girls out, and why they it's so funny because while everybody's looking at all the stuff inside the basket, they just kind of like, I mean, they ain't flinching.
Listen, they
They
had their
they
glasses on. They was like, "We in this computer doing our music. We ain't turning around to look at y'all. Y'all want to enjoy that basket? Go ahead. We don't care."
and told
I
them they were
mean,
too loud.
listen, them twins are a piece of work, baby. They are a piece of work. I was just sitting there like, y'all are really gonna sit here and be childish like this? Like, I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. It was a lot.
I just I think the whole house should just gang up and jump them. Everybody should just jump them. Everybody in the house, cosign, Elijah. I mean, get
Listen,
everybody, tell Aubrey to come back and they all just jump them. Because they just need to be
cinnamon,
got.
everybody.
Yeah, I
Cedar,
agree.
Cedar need to come from Cedar need to
Cinnamon,
come from the
Cedar,
digital
bring
behind the
Cedar
screen and get
out.
their asses.
Everybody just need to just jump them. That's what I need to say because at this point, I'm just tired. But this is
Yeah,
where the moment where Lamisha says, like, I'm shocked. I'm just shocked that they're not exhausted. Like, how can you be mad every day? And like I said, that has to be exhausting. Lamisha's right on point. And I just want to say, moving into the next part, Lamisha, she's not only has she become like I've started to enjoy her more. I think she's been the best queen. Actually, she's actually
yeah,
trying to do things, you know what I'm saying, to keep them together and like less of just the music, but like some things, activities. And she seems like she actually cares. Like she's not as a queen trying to take over every part,
yeah,
every song. She's still like taking kind of whatever she gets at the same time, but while making sure that she is included. She ain't taking it, just making sure. You know what I'm saying? She's doing well with the role. She's the best queen, even better than
yeah,
them, and better than Aubrey. I think hopefully she's the last queen. I don't think that they need no more queens. Actually,
yeah. They don't. At this point, they don't.
they
Shit. I
don't.
mean, it's not
The
that many of
album is
them.
done. Like at this point, no.
Yeah, I agree. They just need to leave it at that. And if they need to retire queens from after Lamisha, just go ahead and retire. But yeah, they don't need any more. It's a
Yeah.
done deal at this point. Lamisha has been really good at delegating,
Hmm.
whatever she needs to delegate, and really just, like you said, just taking more so of the route of, hey, we here, we need to do this, let's just
Yeah.
get it done. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to have a bunch of parts. I just want to be included, and that, like, I really like the way that she's moving now.
Yeah. What did you think about the activity she did with the one thing to let go? Like
I
just
thought
more
it was.
so overall, how everybody, what everybody presented, and what you think about the activity itself.
I thought the activity was good because it's obvious that all of them harbor some type of, something that's been bothering them or
Yeah.
something that, they still go through. So I thought that it was a good activity because, with the beeping and the battling in the house, it's like maybe letting go of something could bring some tension down a little bit and make
Hmm.
them focus on, what they're there for, the music. So I thought it was good that um, one of the twins, I forgot which one, but one of the twins, mentioned the issues she had with her dad.
About the
And she
money.
didn't really go into, yeah, she didn't really go into detail, but from what I picked up from it was, that maybe they were broke. I'm like,
No,
I
it
don't really
was.
know
It
how
was
much
that they were
money.
broke. Hmm.
But see, the reason why I'm saying that I didn't really understand the details of it because I'm like, how much money did Cherish really make anyway?
Oh.
You know, that's
I
kind
mean,
of
hey,
how I
that's
felt about it. I was just kind of like, okay, y'all was broke from your daddy. I don't know if they just made it up on the spot or what, but yeah, it was just kind of weird that that was her thing that she let go. Lamisha, I
the
kind of
leg
laughed
warmers.
because she let go of the leg warmers with the dance, and hers was a little silly for me, but I was like, okay, Lamisha, go ahead. Once again, Nivea's for me was the most like I felt what she was going through, even though I couldn't relate, but I
Hmm.
felt what she was going through because you could tell she really was holding on to her mother.
Hmm.
And it seems like she just had unanswered questions, and it just seemed. I mean, seeing Nivea in the house every day puts on a good face for what she's there for, but you can just tell that there's so much that goes through her head, like
Of
on
course.
any given day. Like, and I just felt like that was a good thing for her to, let go of the roles that represent her mother. I thought it was good. The overall event was good. I liked it.
I thought it was a great event too. The one that kind of sent me was Keely bringing the chicken, and then she was kind of like slightly being up. She was kind of upset because she felt like the girls were kind of insensitive by laughing, but she also didn't present it as much of something that was serious. Like
Yeah.
had she, brought it out and kind of like went into, she brought it out and started laughing and snickering, and this is like, girl, I mean, for one, it became a meme. It was a joke back then.
Yes.
So if you wanted to, if this is the opportunity where you can let people know this really hurt me. But you didn't
Yeah.
present it in the way that it hurt you. You presented it as if it was still a joke, and we should make more memes about it now that you've brought it back. Because I actually forgot.
Yeah, I had forgot about it too. And her and Naturi got into a little spat online about it.
Yeah,
Like
recently,
like a
right?
week or two ago. Yeah,
I
like
saw,
maybe a
yeah,
week or two ago.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I thought that I agreed that she presented it in a way where I couldn't take it serious. That's why I didn't even mention her in my
I had
review
to.
of the
That's the
ones
only
that
one
I
I want
like.
to talk about. All the rest of them, I was like, okay, cool. Even the leg one was cool. Okay, I was like, I'm gonna talk about this damn chicken because I'm just like, girl, you want somebody to be empathetic? You need bring. It's like, stop, Keely,
Yes,
stop it.
stop it, Keely. She knew what she was doing. Keely is a one thing I will say about Keely. I feel like she knows how to make moments about
Hmm.
herself. Like she knows how to like work the reality sector, even though we haven't seen her in a reality light. I feel
Hmm.
like she's studied and she knows what to do and what to say. She
Yeah,
liked this attention.
yeah. She's good for TV. If I don't know if I want to see her on this type of show again, but in some kind of way, I think
Yeah,
she's still entertaining. Even though I'm not really like fully convinced, I don't really care for her like that, but she's entertaining.
yeah,
Um,
agreed.
so after this, Nibia is kind of back to herself, and Pam kind of comes to console her a little bit. It's basically, Nibia kind of feels way about Aubrey, and I like, that they kind of put this moment because I mean, she was a solo artist. She has never worked with the
Hmm.
group, and so it just kind of goes to show, like, I mean, this time, obviously, they had, she was kind of in it. It seemed like more so to have that kind of camaraderie that they didn't really have, that she didn't really have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think everybody's in it for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? Some are in it to find their voice that they didn't have in their group. Some are in it to reach success that they never had. Cherish.
yeah,
Some had success and they, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like this was for her purpose was less of just the group, but like to find like a sisterhood where she could bond. And I
Yeah.
think when Aubrey left, you could tell even before this episode, it really affected her. So in this episode, she's sitting there talking. Pam, Miss, she comes over and she's kind of like consoling her, and I liked it. It was a good moment. She kind of said then she kind of wanted to go home. You know what I'm saying? I was just like,
Yeah.
oh no, please don't go home.
Yeah.
But
Same.
yeah, I was hoping that didn't happen, which it happens later. But any thoughts on this dance rehearsal before we get to this last part? The dance rehearsal that happened with Irish and Lamisha and them. Because do you feel like Iris is wrong by not trying to receive any help from Keely, or do you feel like what do you think?
She's wrong.
Okay, I'm just gonna say
She's
like
wrong.
I like
That's just
Iris, but
same.
Irish, it's the same thing we saw early in the season when they was trying to give a coach on the singing. It's like I understand you don't really like Keely, but at the same time, you can't dance.
You can't dance, and it's
And
one of
Keely
those things.
is
You can't
terrible.
dance, and
She can dance though.
she is, but she can dance. It's one of those things. Just like with the twins, you know, the twins are terrible, but we know they can sing, and we know that they can produce. We know that they are talented, and Iris just seems like she just doesn't like to take direction. I don't know if it's a. I'm thinking more so it's not a thing of who it is. I think she just doesn't like to take direction. That's just what I'm getting from Irish. Some of the
You think
comments
so?
she's made. Yeah, because even when the twins were trying to help her on the vocals, her comments were, "I've been doing this for a long time. Like I got this,"
But you got to
stuff
look at
like that.
who this is coming from. It's coming from the twins and Keely. Do you really
Yeah,
think that if Shamari said something, she'd be like the same way?
I think that she wouldn't respond as sassy, but I still think that she would feel like, because I mean, at one point, 702 was a big deal. They were a big group at one point. So I think that she really just looks at it as I've been here before
Yeah,
and
that's true.
I've done it. That's just my overall. I think that she may be more receptive to other people, to Shamari or Nivea, or Pam. But I still think her in the back of her head, she would still feel like I got this. And it's like, no, girl, you
She
don't.
did make a
You know?
comment on. I don't know if it was the cigarette break. I don't know if it was when they was in the thing with cosign, but she was just like, I've sold more records than them, or something like that. And I was just like,
Yeah.
I really wish everybody on the show would stop saying that because it's like, okay, yeah, you sold records. You're not still selling records. That's why you're on this
Right.
show. So
Right.
it irritates me when
Shit.
they all of them have that same kind of slight mentality as I've done this better than the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? Even when Aubrey
Exactly.
said it's like, okay, Aubrey, that's fine, but that's the last time you sold back then.
Yeah. You
So
know? And
yeah,
that's the part that I hate. That's the part that I
it's
hate
expected though.
where it is expected
It's
because
expected.
at the end of the day, you're gonna always want your accomplishments to be remembered. You're gonna always want your
Exactly.
accomplishments to be acknowledged. So,
Exactly.
I do expect it, to happen. I do hate that when they bring up those whole I did this, I did that. The twins have made comments over and over, like, what are you doing now? And that's the
Yeah,
part that I hate that I always have to agree with the twins on because
that's how I
while
feel.
the twins did, do their group thing, they laid low and they managed to, well, I don't know if it's both of them, but I know one of them, is currently writing for artists and currently still knowing the wave of where music is today. So it's like at the end of the day, the twins and all their wrongness and all their cattiness and bitchiness and childishness, to me, they still have the overall upper hand
Yeah.
in how the group is being handled because they know what to look for the current time.
Yeah.
And that's at the end of the day, I can't do nothing but respect that.
They do know what to do with the current time, but they also have a very current time mentality, which
Yeah,
is like,
true.
which is
And they're younger.
how we look at most artists right now. Like say, for example, like most artists right now are lacking like development. Like they don't know how to handle social media and stuff like that. Like that that's them. Unfortunately, they're
Yeah,
very talented, but they fall in the same wave as just like we feel how people responding to all these. It's the same thing. So
yeah,
they are talented, but it's just like they still have some deficiencies, in my opinion, that they gonna have to work
absolutely.
on.
Yeah.
That is gonna like nobody's gonna want to work with that. I'm just saying. Come on now.
But you know what's weird? I'm wondering if if it's for TV. Like I wonder if they're really like this outside of TV. Like if they're really, because they give me very smart girls. They give me, that they are very childish, but they give me still like they're not gonna get in the studio and be childish how they're on TV. Something about the reality TV sector just makes me feel like they're putting on just a little bit.
Initially, yeah, sure. Now, no. I can't agree. Up until like this situation where she went off on Keely, okay, I say yes, reality TV. But now every episode in a situation with cosign, that you cannot sell me that there's somebody who want to sit there and portray themselves that she really felt like she was disrespected. Okay,
Yeah,
she felt that way, and she pushed it off onto her sister. It was given like shit, damn near like Emmett Till. She tried to do this to me, and I'm like, girl, it was not that bad. I'm just saying, like,
it
it was
wasn't.
not that bad to where you got to go and get a whole campaign and kick him out the house. Like, this is a whole producer. He's here to help. You know what I'm saying? If in that case, he wouldn't be here. So I just thought that was a bit extreme. So let's talk about the situation with the girls. So right after all this happens, Keely is talking shit again for the third time
Of
when she
course.
got caught. They up there upstairs just listening the whole situation. I'm just like, oh my gosh. And basically they like put the third camera on put camera 3 on Irish and some is that what she called the weakest link? She called the weakest link when she was downstairs. I can't remember. Was it downstairs when she came downstairs?
When she came downstairs.
Right. So when it comes down to basically, Keely and at this point, Keely, Cherish, and Keely and Fallon and Felicia are now in confessionals together. So that's why it's looking real childish. I'm just like, this is annoying to me. Like I didn't really like
Yeah.
that. But what do you think about this situation? Because basically what happened is it really escalated when she kind of deemed her as the weakest link. After
Yeah.
telling Lamisha that her blood pressure too high or something like that, what she say? It was a
Well,
lot.
the blood pressure too high comment came at the end of
Well,
that part of
the
that
blood
whole
pressure too
segment.
high came first because they were about to walk out, and then
Oh yeah,
all you
yeah,
see is
yeah.
Lamisha behind, she behind Nivea talking out doing all this.
Yes. So first of all, I thought that it was hilarious how I told Jay this. I said when sisters, when they together, they gonna stick for each other, whether they like each other or not half the
Yeah,
time, but they gonna back each other. And I loved how Lamisha and Irish came down. Lamisha made her smart comment. She said, I think she said, "Y'all know, we can hear y'all," or something like that. Something she
yeah,
said.
yeah.
And Irish said, what about Irish on what she said, Irish on 3 or yeah,
Camera three.
Irish on 3. She was
Yeah,
like, what y'all talking about? I love how they came down and like, like y'all not about to just talk shit. We gonna say what we gotta say.
yeah,
And of course the twins, they, say whatever they say, and all of that happened. But I thought that the weakest link comment was unnecessary. um, I thought that while it was true or had some truth to it, it could have been worded a better way. But as we've learned with the twins, they don't care what they say. They don't care how they say it. They just gonna say whatever. But that comment really struck a nerve with Nivea,
yeah,
and that's when Nivea, because like you said, she's just kind of been quiet, more so she'll chime in a little bit, but never lets herself get angry or to the point to where how she did this episode, and that comment really got under her skin, as
yeah.
if somebody has called her that before, and because I mean she was not having it. She was
Well,
to see her
it
get
was,
confrontational. It was a
yeah.
lot.
That was the comment, and it was also the fact that not only would the twins not own up to what they said after everybody had just clearly had been listening to from up top, they heard everything. It was the fact that because the comment she made to me that I was like, oh, when she said if I heard that I'd come down and punch a bitch in the face,
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, like at
yeah.
this point, like
That's when you knew
she's
she was
pissed.
serious.
She's serious because
Yes,
it's. I mean, I thought the same. I'm like, if I basically what she said was Irish good for coming down here to confront you about it. Because if it was me, I know you thought, well, I'm coming down to punch you in the face. Like I felt
yes.
it, and so I think maybe she has heard of her, maybe she hasn't, but I think, you know what I'm saying, as I said, she's here for the group. And so Irish has already been struggling with that whole weakest link thing. So for you to put it in that way, you know what I'm saying, you were talking a lot of shit up like while I was upstairs. It's just like they could not see. It's almost like when you arguing with somebody and the argument's over, but they still arguing and they still going on about it, and it's just like why can't you at least just either stop, or why can't you see that like the argument is over, but you still going? So it's like you're not. The twins weren't saying anything that were constructive at that point. They were just on complete chihuahua mode, and you know I think she told Nivea like to get out of her face or something like that. And I'm just like, you know, it was getting a little hostile, I will say. And so they finally left.
Very much.
And this part took my soul away, baby, when she went upstairs and they came upstairs. And when she stormed out, I don't want to talk, I don't want to talk. It gave my auntie and my mama. But when she walked past Keely, walk up on me. Walk up
baby. Keely was like I could not, I fell out at Keely because she really, I mean, you could tell that was a very real moment. Keely was caught off guard. She didn't, like, you could tell that she did not know what.
Yeah, it was real. But did you notice that she said, I told y'all to not to bring them twins up here. It seemed like production was like, you want to talk to the twins, we're gonna bring the twins up here, and it's like she told them no, and they forced the twins up there because she said, I told y'all not to tell these twins to come up here. And so like at that point, when Nivea walked out, she was like, I'll see y'all. She had checked out. She was done. She was already on the fence about leaving, and if you got this going on, we're trying to make music, all this, you call it weakest link, like, and you know, diabetes or whatever she said, sugar, whatever she said about, it's just too much. Aubrey didn't left. At that moment, Chad, I feel like, what's her name? I almost had a relapse moment. I love it, but I feel like she was about to go back because that was a real raw moment, and I hate to see that, especially after watching that interview. It's just like, y'all done took this woman to a place to where she's clearly out of character. You know, you can tell she doesn't get to that point. She's definitely so much more different. She's been so fun. She's gave us some great memes. She's been amidst all this drama all season. And this moment she's now reached a breaking point. It's sad. Yeah. And I feel like the twins should definitely look at this as like, okay, I must be a problem. Because Nivea was the person that I expected the least to get like this season.
Yeah. I really, after that episode, I really said, I hope that the twins either like maybe on the next episode or just in person, I hope that they at least reached out to Nivea to apologize because, you know, after seeing all of that and like them being in the house with her, and, you know, if we could see that Nivea was so easygoing and fun, I know that they had to feel it. And, you know, they hadn't had any issues or beef with Nivea the whole season. So, you know, when that happened, I felt like the twins should have really reflected on it, and I just want them to apologize to her because, like you said, for her to go to that type of place and go to a point to where we felt like as viewers that she could have relapsed, you know, it's like that's deep, and I just felt like the twins were so out of line for taking her to that place. They always, you know, the one thing about the twins, they always want to get under your skin and say everything that they can say, and then, you know, 2 hours later, let's talk, you know, let me explain. Like, no, that's not how everybody work. Because Nivea ain't never put y'all in a situation where y'all should have been coming at her like that anyway.
Yeah.
Even when she was trying to address them, you know, when she was trying to address them, she was trying to tell them in a way, you know, where they could understand. But they, you know, like you said, being chihuahuas, not wanting to listen, being childish, they started going back and forth, and you know, it's just like it was a different thing.
Accountability. That whole argument when they were downstairs talking to Nivea, they kept trying to justify the times that they felt that they were wronged, or the times that they felt like people were attacking them or talking crap about them. And it's just like, I get that. I understand it, but in this place, like, what you're doing is not warranted. This didn't have to go this way. Y'all were talking shit about this girl. Y'all called her the weakest link. Y'all basically tried to make this girl feel less than in a group where we're all equal, and they were wrong. And it's just like it takes Pam to talk to Keely to be like, oh damn, like Pam talking to me like this, what I do? Or it takes Nivea or somebody that is not really the drama. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are the problem at this point.
Yeah.
And
that's just it.
And it looks like in the next episode, something else happened. Somebody else probably gonna go home too because she asked
Yeah.
for a fifth member. They basically begging Keely to join the group. And what I feel like what happens is, I'm sorry, I feel like Lamisha and Irish are about to go home.
Really?
Yes, I do. Because I mean, I didn't expect Nivea, and when I heard her say, I feel like we need a fifth group member. So you think about it: if Aubrey gone, Nivea gone, two more got to leave before we get down to what's that? Hey, it was what was it? Eight girls? Eight, so
You
eight,
got the
seven,
you got the
six.
twins. You'll
Yeah.
have Pam. You'll have Shamari. Oh yeah, it's looking like they need a fifth
I think
member. Doesn't
Irish,
that mean?
if she, I mean, that's based off what she said. I don't know, but she said that, so I'm thinking that because they get into it really bad next week. You see Lamisha walk up, and she like, don't walk up on me, don't walk up on me. The twins said
Yeah.
that, so it's draining. I'm like over it. We gonna finish the season out, of course, but it's just too much. And they are the tears at this point. The twins are toxic to this group.
Yeah.
They have messed up a really good thing. And honestly, I really don't want to just listen at this point if it's just gonna be them and Shamari and people that I wanted to be on the album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear Pam and God knows. Only God knows like
I,
that. No, I mean
being honest, I
it's
don't. I
the
don't.
group at this point is missing the flavor of character and the different personas that they had at the beginning. I can't say I was extremely excited at the beginning, but as they progressed, I was excited. But now it's given how making the band, how they had those three girls, Aubrey and them, then they scratched and came back again. It's just like we gotta stop.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm not feeling that either. It's just like we said. They had. It went from us really like making a joke out of them being so many girls to us saying, okay, we see the potential,
Yeah,
to us now saying, no, we want everybody or we don't want it at all. It's just one of those
yeah.
things to where, y'all done built us up really just to, break us down. And I just, no.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
I agree. So I hope they don't leave. But based off what I heard, I listened to the preview. She said we need a fifth member. If they want what if they want Keely on the track, I definitely ain't listening, baby. They ain't getting no stream for me. I'm just saying. Even on that one song, because that means that they're gonna take Lamisha off, and Lamisha had my favorite part. Yeah, why ain't that be true? So if I don't hear that part on Lamisha, I don't want it. I'm
You
sorry.
don't want it. I
That's my part.
cannot with you.
So,
I cannot with you.
but with that being said, we have covered everything on this episode for episode 7. There's three more episodes, 8, 9, and 10. I'm tired, but we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna be here next week to recap it or recap and review it as well. Um, you can find myself and Chad on Instagram, of course, at Stupid Wild Tez, or at Chad at Nice to Meet Me.
I'll
Of
see it.
course, follow him on Facebook and Twitter. Chad, he always either blocked or causing some mess. But if you like this video, make sure you go down beneath the video and hit the thumbs up to
Beneath.
like the video. I said beneath below. If you don't like the video, then still like it because it's 2021 and we don't like haters. With that being said, we will see y'all next week for episode 8, and y'all have a good rest of y'all Sunday. Peace.
Peace.